I'm Katie Hannon, and I am representing the Tuxedo T-shirt Party.
And I'm Matthew Fox, and I'm representing the American Party.
Thank you. I'm going to start with the Dynasty Party. Mo, my first question is for you. Do you like the Obama administration? Do you support President Obama?
I support all presidents of the United States, and I understand that the job as President of the United States is very stressful and demanding, and acting under pressure is very hard to do. And I don't necessarily agree with all of the decisions Obama has made, but overall, I support his presidency and his term.
It's interesting that you say you don't agree with most of his decisions, because when I look at your platform, it looks like to me you've ripped off your whole platform from President Obama. Would you like to comment on the fact that the race to the top is President Obama's, the tax plan you have is President Obama's, the renewable energy plans are all President Obama's exact plans? So if we vote for you, are we just voting for Obama for a renewal of his term?
No, you are not, because I do get a lot of my ideas from President Obama, yes, but I don't believe that I said that I did not agree with most of his decisions. I said I did not necessarily agree with some of them, but a lot of what he's doing that also involve what my party stands for, as well as far as education and economic change goes. We do model a lot of our ideas off of his policies.
So should we just change the Dynasty Party to Democrat 2.0?
I don't believe so, because we're a different party with
the
different
same issues?
These issues are important issues that apply to all Americans, and if they're important enough to be represented by both President Obama and the Dynasty Party, I'd say they apply well to all American citizens.
So I guess I would ask you to think about, if President Obama's approval rating is in the 40% area right now, do you really want to be someone who's compared to him as you run this campaign?
Well, in a lot of ways, being compared to the President of the United States is a good thing, because it means a lot of people could see me in power, but 44% is quite a good approval rating compared to some of the other presidents that we've had in the past, and my goal is to have a higher approval rating than that if elected.
Thank you. You guys will go first?
Okay. All right. Our first question is for Ms. Hannon of the Tuxedo. Oh, okay. All right. Our first question is for Ms. Hannon of the Tuxedo T-shirt Party. No matter how you slice it, a universal 10% tax will result in much less federal income for spending, ensuring that corporations pay taxes will not bring in nearly enough to compensate for large citizen tax cuts. However, you propose lots of new federal spending in areas such as education. How will you find the money to do this spending with the proposed lower tax revenue?
Well, I believe that lowering the tax right now will make it so that people will be more willing to pay taxes, because, like I said, only 47% of people actually do pay their taxes. And the people don't see it, but a lot of money coming from those corporations is a huge deal. A ton of money is going to come from that. They make $1.1 trillion in revenue, and they don't pay any income tax. So if you take 10% of that, that's a whole lot of money coming toward things such as education and other priorities. And what people aren't thinking of are the other taxes. There are so many other things like mortgage and just all these other kind of taxes, like use tax, that are going to be paid. So there's a whole lot of other money coming in, but the corporations is a huge deal.
All right, but what you said that only 57% of Americans pay their taxes, so what are we going to do about the other 53%? And I'd also like to add that our 10% tax bracket right now is the lowest tax bracket we have at $0 to $8,500. How are you going to help people struggling to pay that, and how will cutting everybody down to that make any difference?
Well, I actually said 47% of those. Actually, they don't pay the taxes, not 57. Yeah, go ahead. But I can't sorry, I lost my train of thought. If we lower the percent of taxes, then hopefully lowering the taxes will hopefully ensure that people will actually be able to pay the taxes.
Thank you.
What is questions to either party?
My question is for Matthew Fox of the American Party. You were planning on raising the Social Security age to 70, and I was wondering what is going to happen to those who are under the age of 70 receiving Social Security? And you said it was based on the fact that life expectancy is raising, but life expectancy is still under 80. So will people only receive Social Security for fewer than 10 years? And what's going to happen to those who are receiving?
Well, first off, we believe that with the expanding medical technology that is ever expanding and ever growing, we believe that very soon changes will be made and life expectancy will raise. And while we do believe that the Social Security should not start until age 70, we also would put that off until a time in the future when we could let people know in advance. Say in 2015, we could tell them, okay, in 2015, those under the age of 70 will not receive Social Security. Therefore, we give people ample time to change around their finances in order to find out how they will be able to subsidize their income during that time.
So do you plan to raise the age to 70 even if the medical advancement, even if life expectancy hasn't risen because of medical advancements?
Yes, because we still believe, we have a firm belief in the medical profession, the medical field right now, and we do believe that even if those changes are not made within the 5 years, a change to Social Security at the age of 70 would not be a large enough change in order to affect that many people.
All right, this question is for presidential nominee Matthew Fox. Mr. Fox, do you not agree with this statement that the cause of much turmoil and economic recession in the United States is due to a dependence on foreign oil?
Yes.
You agree with that. So the non-renewable quality of nuclear power in the forms of plutonium, uranium, etc. will surely lead to a scarcity struggle. Are you not dooming the future generations through dependence on this kind of power?
No, I do not believe that at all, because as of right now, technology and research is being done on the ability to recycle such
You cannot recycle
such elements.
nuclear power.
You cannot recycle nuclear power, but they are doing research into the reuse of plutonium and uranium.
The point of nuclear power is that you can use such a small amount of it to make a lot of power, but it's not reusable. That's why it's a non-renewable resource. So it's similar to foreign oil in that it's non-renewable and that lots of countries will be fighting over it. So are you not dooming future generations by having your energy plan centered around nuclear power?
No, I am not dooming future generations, because right now the problem is America's dependence on foreign oil. As the American Party, we believe that we need to step up the we need to halt the economic hardships that the U.S. is experiencing right now because of our dependence on foreign oil. If we do switch to a more nuclear power, we can give ourselves more time in order to find other solutions for the energy crisis that we're facing today.
So basically you're saying that you're just buying time.
Yes, time needs to be bought.
Your Vice President Coleman Laguza just the other day said we need to have a stricter policy with a stricter policy in relation to the debt ceiling so that we stop buying time and fix things now. So aren't you just clashing with your Vice President and your ideals?
I'm not clashing with my Vice President ideals, because my Vice President was talking about the economic ceiling. He was not talking about our dependence
So
on
your
foreign
platform
oil.
contrasts itself.
Our platform, we believe that certain things need to be done at certain times, and right now the issue is our dependence on foreign oil, and we believe something needs to be done right now.
But you just said you were buying time.
We are buying time by doing something right now.
Thank you.
Ms. Hannon, how important is honesty in a candidate?
Extremely important.
So if I were to tell you that in your very first speech on ending No Child Left Behind, you said that we would take kids and put them, based on their scores, into different groups, and then someone called you on that and said it wasn't a very good idea, and I would call you out that you then said you didn't say that when you clearly did, is that honest?
I believe that I maybe needed to clarify on what I was saying. I wasn't thinking that we should divide them as in, I wasn't saying that we should separate them as in put them in different like categories. What I'm trying to get is that we need to put these students in different groups of what they are knowledgeably capable of. We need to put them into groups so we can let those students who are passing in their classes, who would be in those proficient and advanced groups, that they already know the information and they can move on in their education. And then those students who aren't there yet, who are in the basic and minimum, need to be put back in those groups until they can have that information.
Yeah, and I think that's what we all thought you were saying, and you just described the same exact thing again. If you put them into groups, they're in groups. We're playing with semantics here. If they know the information, you're going to put them into classes. It's kind of like putting AP kids in an AP class. How is this any different than...
Can you explain how I was being dishonest?
Well, the question, yeah, I certainly can do that. Because what you said in your speech was we're going to put them into different groups based on ability levels, what you just repeated again.
Okay.
But then when you were asked, wouldn't that be bad for the kids at the bottom because of the idea that they're not going to have any good role models and how, education has shown that putting kids into developmental groups is not good for the middle to lower groups. You said, well, that's not actually what I said. So it's kind of what you said, right?
Yeah.
So you're admitting now that you were lying?
Well, now I will simply stick by the fact that I'm sticking with the fact that I believe that we should put kids in, based on these criteria so they can either get the information that they need now to be successful in the future in their education, and those who are already successful can move on to greater opportunity in their education.
So if we've kind of just worked through this together, I feel like we've made a breakthrough, that maybe you did change your mind and lie about it. Then how can I feel 100% certain that you won't lie to me again if I vote for you?
I will not lie. Honesty is a very important virtue, and I'm
one that you've broken already in the first week.
I don't believe that I'm breaking it. I think I needed to clarify, and I wasn't. In the future, I will clarify what I'm saying, and I stick to what I'm saying in the city.
That's a nice smile. I just wonder if I can trust it.
Right. This question is for Ms. Akande of the Dynasty Party. Now, in your platform, you talked about funding different, the green energy business, sort of. In your plan to do that, how would you prevent another Solyndra scandal from happening?
Could you explain what a Solyndra scandal is?
Yes, the Solyndra scandal was a scandal that happened quite recently in Obama's administration. There was this green energy company called Solyndra who was trying to manufacture silicon-based solar panels for commercial use. And while they were starting to go under, and Obama decided that they deserve an energy grant, and though they did not pass all the tests from all the reviewers, they still received the grant, and as soon as they received the money, they declared bankruptcy and the CEOs pocketed the money. So how would you plan on preventing this?
Well, my plan would definitely be to have stronger regulations on such corporations that want to take advantage of artificially using greener energy, and that